The title of this video is not a joke. This video is not remarkable. It's not special, it's not amazing, it's not going to be incredible, it's not even going to be good. Okay, it might be good, might be a little good, okay? Well, I'm not saying click off. What I'm saying is I haven't uploaded in a year, and part of the reason why is because I'm way too much of a stubborn perfectionist. So, this video is going to be the anti of that. I'm forcing myself to upload and ruin the perfect number 10, episode 10. Something I always wanted to be special. I make every episode 10 something incredible. Oh, right, I forgot to mention. Yeah, this obsession got so bad that I actually had an episode 11 for a long time and still do, finished, but didn't upload it because I wanted to upload episode 10 first. You know, you see how that's a little strange to obsess over the number 10 a little bit? Yeah, I just thought I'd throw that in there. I'm going to ruin this one on purpose. Okay? I made mistakes. That intro was not that good. I was talking. This is my first take, by the way. I was talking and I forgot to move my mouse for a dynamic camera view, but that's fine. We're leaving that in. We're leaving literally everything in. I am recording this at 11:06 p.m. on April 1st. I would like to get this out on April 1st so that way I can say, look, it's an April Fool's thing. I didn't upload for a year as a joke. But I probably won't be able to get this done in time, and that's okay. And I need to be okay with that. This video is not scripted. In fact, this is not even B-roll footage that you are watching right now. I'm actually still playing. And I'm going to try and talk over this pretend footage that I'm totally not playing right now. As I said, I haven't uploaded in a year, and this isn't going to be a video of excuses. I do have plenty, like personal life issues, the fact that it was 2020 in particular, computer issues I had throughout the year. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about being the antithesis to my personal problem. Did I use that word correctly? You know what? Well, I'll find out later. What I mean is, this video is kind of breaking my curse, in a way. A curse I've created myself, undoubtedly, but a curse nonetheless. I want to get a video out, any video out, so that way I ruin the perfect number of 10. Just ruin it for myself. Does that make any sense? Have made any sense this video at all? I didn't think so. So what we're going to be doing in today's video, hello Noki, how are you doing? What we're going to be doing in today's video is watching some of the original episode 10, which I have re-recorded and re-recorded and re-recorded. But I'm not going to be doing that today. No re-records. This is actually all in one take. Well, okay, they're not one. It's one take, but not one cut. But yeah, we're going to be watching some of episode 10, the original episode 10. Not the original, but like the one that I currently have that was going to be episode 10. Not the original, because I didn't like that. I explain all of this in what you're about to watch, so I'm going to shut up. Keep in mind what you were about to watch was recorded July 2nd. So it's old. It's not great. But that's what the point of this video is we're going to let it be bad. We're going to get it all out. Okay? I didn't even mention this. This is something I wanted to mention, but you know what? Can't have a perfect video. That's fine. Something I was supposed to say during the intro, which I probably would have remembered if I had a script, but no scripts. Okay, we're against scripts now, okay? Oh, that's cool. F3 goes through the window. I forgot about that. That's a very nice feature. It also goes through foliage and stuff. That was a 1.16 feature. Anyways, is that I'm going to be talking quiet during this, or at least I was talking quiet. This is the end of my talking segment, really, so I don't know why I'm even saying it now, and also I'm going to be talking fast because it's like 1,000 degrees in my room and I want to get this over with. So that's what I was supposed to say. I was supposed to preface my commentary with that, but now I'm ending my commentary with a warning of what's going to be in the commentary, so it doesn't even make sense. Anyways, this video doesn't make sense. Let's watch, shall we? Oh, also, whenever you see text that looks like this is text I'm putting now. Any other text was there previously. Just so I can add a little extra commentary to the disaster of a 1-year video. What's going on, guys? My name is Hero, and welcome to another episode of Tropic SMP. This is episode 10, and quickly I want to start off by apologizing for the last episode not really being that well polished. I had a lot going on at the time, and I know it's been a few months, but I'm back, and I'll likely go into detail later as to why I've been so inactive. But for now, I just want to promise that this video is going to be complete. I'm actually re-recording this, as well as re-recording episode 11. I've actually already done that part, because I just really wasn't happy with the original versions of both of them. So I am doing a bunch of re-recording to get that quality up, you know? So yeah, this is absolutely going to be the best episode yet. I cannot wait to get started. If you enjoy the video and want to see more, consider subscribing and turning on notifications. I also have a Twitch channel where I stream Minecraft live and chat with viewers, and if you'd like to see previews of upcoming videos, chat with me or my friends, or have a fun community to talk about Minecraft and other things, then you should check out my Discord server. Click the links in the description to check out my Twitch channel or Discord community, and with that out of the way, let's get back onto the video. There it is. This is where we left off so many months ago. Honestly, I am super duper proud of this build still, even though, you know, the magic kind of wears off after a few months. But you guys haven't seen this yet, so I'm sure it's still very magical for you guys. Stuff I did, like, off camera, and by off camera, I mean I finished this build, like, less than a week after the previous, before the previous episode even went up. So yeah, I haven't touched this build in a long time. But yeah, I added a bunch of andesite, then added a bunch of foliage and coarse dirt and some outer plants, and I went kind of crazy and just added a bunch of plants and fence posts with lanterns on them, and also I lit up the new shopping district. Not the entire thing, but you know, I did a lot of it, so that way there's not gonna be any creepers right next to my beautiful build, you know. And here is the entrance. As you can see, now open. That was actually put there a long time ago. It's been open for 3 months. I wonder if anyone's purchased anything from it. I doubt it, honestly. For the name, I couldn't really think of anything good, so I just put that there. You know, if you guys want to put something better, if you have any suggestions to change it, maybe. Although it's been here so long, I might not change anything. Here is the inside a little bit. They've got some armor and stuff. Looks very, very castle-y. But we're not going to go in there yet, because I want to show off the other places that are inside. Also, I should mention, this is called Hero Mart. That will become apparent why later. But if you fly on up here, you don't have to fly. Okay, actually, you know what? I'm going to prove it. You can get up there. I made sure. If you just do this, and then you get up. There you go. So yeah, let's start off the tour in the throne room real quick, because I was going to do it last, but I'm sure you guys saw it when I was just there a second ago. Here we got a bunch of armor, better armor than any of the other armor that's in this build. 3 different nice thrones that I really like. Very well lit up. Yeah, I love this. Also, I'll show it later at nighttime, but I made sure to put torches next to every single window to make sure that light seeps out as much as possible at night, so this whole thing glows and it looks amazing. So yeah, for this tour, we're only going to go through the left half, or the left side of the building, of the structure, of the castle, whatever you want to call it, because the right side is completely identical pretty much, so it'd be kind of a waste of time. And also, I want to point out, you can go on top of any of these pillars. Here are the 2 front pillars. I really like them. This is the short front pillars, so I think that like you'd shoot your crossbows or something. I don't know. I want to add a little imagination to this place, okay, guys? But yeah, this is the interior of this pillar. It's very underdecorated. I know. There was a lot more I wanted to do to it, but it's been so long that I think I'm just going to leave it as is. Unless you guys want me to come back here and do a lot more decorating, but there's quite a few rooms that are just pretty empty. But yeah, if we go through here, we get into the front big pillar on the left side of the building, and from here we can go down into the ground floor. This is the same floor as the big entrance we showed earlier, and this is just a bunch of workstations here, and then we go in here, it's just a bunch of furnaces and a couple barrels. And if we go through here, this is still the ground floor, remember. This is an armory, and once again, it's mirrored on the right side, so I only need to show the left side. Here's the storage and some crafting tables. We head on up here. We are on the second floor of the back pillar now. And I didn't show how to go between the pillars besides the underground. There's the overground area, or the bridge. Yeah, the side bridge. All of the sides have a side bridge like that lets you go across to them. Let me go back here to this one to show that. They're a little different heights, but yeah, you can go across all of them. And also for here, if I go up, there is a completely blank room. Yeah, a lot of this is just to be flashy and get attention from the outside. You know, just they'll think, oh, what's going on over there? Big castle. What does it sell? You know, and there's also an empty room here, and then we get on top of the pillar, and you know, you could shoot crossbows as well if you wanted to. Honestly, we should totally have like a big battle here with my castle. That sounds fun. Maybe like some people, there's a defending team and then there's an attacking team. Maybe something like that. Maybe we have to defend like I don't know, we have to defend like a pig or something that's on the roof and they have to work their way up. And there'd be a few choke points because there's only a few ways to really parkour up here, honestly. Yeah, or they can go through the main shop front and then work their way up through the ladders and stuff. So maybe it could be pretty fair. Interesting. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of that. That could be totally fun. So yeah, heading back down here, we go through here, and this, I didn't show the basement for this one. No, I did. That's where we came from. Yeah, this also has a blank room up here, and surprise, yet another blank room. And then the top of the tower, and here is the top of the whole thing, looking beautiful. And I did say I would show it off at nighttime, so fantastic timing, sun and moon. Thank you very much. And yeah, this place looks stunning. I hate to pat my own back like that, but this is just one of my builds I'm super proud of. And this was for a shop. What was I thinking? Yeah, and there's also yet again another case of me completely underestimating how much time and effort would go into this. I thought, you know what? Because like I built this in creative mode first, and I thought, you know what? I could do that in like a day on Tropic. No, I mean it's been a few months. I don't really remember how long it took, but I'm pretty sure it took like a few weeks. It was definitely not fit for one episode. So yeah, the new shopping district is completely lit up, and by completely I mean there's still a lot of darkness. Hey, not bad. I did like more than half of it, I think. But yeah, plenty of places for shops if people want to build them. Now what we've all been waiting for. What is on the inside? I'm sure you're just dying to know. I mean, I asked people to leave guesses on the last video. What do you think? What do you think it sells? What's in there? What's going on? What secrets does this castle hold at Hero Mart? Well, it wasn't called Hero Mart back then. You know, a surprise on that part too, I guess. Well, I think it's time we ring-a-ding the bell and head on in for the first supreme customer experience of Hero Mart. So, apparently after all these months, I still love this. Okay, I should explain. So you guys know I'm constantly inspired by games for my projects and builds, like my Plaza being inspired by Super Mario Sunshine. Well, this is inspired by Mart from The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, which I played last year, or the year before, I don't remember. I played it for the Wii U as a HD remaster, and it's a great game. And I'll show a clip too in just a second, but I really love the juxtaposition where you're in this serious castle with all this serious castle-y music, you know, and then you go in here and it's just a bunch of people dancing. There's crazy colors. There's not really carpet, but if there was carpet, it'd be pretty crazy, just like this. Oh man, yeah. Let me show a clip real quick. No doubtedly, Nintendo will claim this video for that, but I don't care. I'm not monetized. So, you know what, Nintendo? Put ads on this all you want. I don't mind. Also, something I completely neglected to mention was that the music is a note block version of the Mart theme from Twilight Princess. Basically, I just searched for a very long time until I found a MIDI file someone made of it, and then I imported it into a program called Open Noteblock Studio, which is an open-sourced version of Noteblock Studio. From there, I just edited the placement of all of the notes manually because the original song was at a rate too fast for survival-friendly Minecraft note blocks. I just moved the notes closer and made sure to close the gaps equally all around to make sure it still had the same rhythm as the original, and to my surprise, it ended up sounding good. So I used it for the project, and I really like it, honestly. So yeah, I'm going to read the book after I show you what it sells, just because I feel like it kind of gives it away in a less intense kind of way. And also, you know, it's a shop because it has an ender chest. Of course. This is all my stuff in my ender chest, by the way, if you're curious. And yes, I use Shulker Box tooltip display. Of course. Oh, it looks like we're running out of dye. I need to fill up those slots. Anyways, enough distractions. Let's get on to what this shop sells. So, 1 diamond will get you 16 Jalen nickels. Okay? Now you might be wondering, what on earth do I get with a Jalen nickel? But of course, Hero Mart has the answer to that too. 1 Jalen nickel will get you 1 K coin. Okay? Premium currency, guys. These are, I mean, they're hot, man. Get them before they jump off the shelves. You never know. They're going to run out real quick. Even though it's been 3 months. I was honestly kind of wondering, is there going to be any sales? I guess not. You're probably wondering. All right. K-coins sound pretty cool. All right, I'm almost convinced. But what can I do with K-coins? Well, I'm glad you asked, my good friend, who is amazing and attractive and smart and funny. Well, what you can get is 2 K-coins will get you 1 Warlock cash. Premium right there. Almost, basically popping off the shelves all on their own. Now you're probably wondering, all right, I get it. So what does 1 Warlock cash get me? Just tell me, and I have some patience, people, okay? And also have some enthusiasm. This is great. We're gonna be rich, okay? So 1 Warlock cash will get you 1 nightly credit. 1-to-1 ratio, my friends. Perfect for all your buying and selling needs. Now, you might be wondering, what can I buy for nightly credits? Well, as if it isn't obvious. 4 nightly credits will get you 1 hero token. Okay, now I hear what you're saying. You're saying, Hero, you can't name a currency after yourself. That seems a little vain, don't you think? To which I say, no. See, I named several after my friends, and only 1 after me. So, it's not. It's fair, it's equal, it's how it was meant to be. But you made your currency worth more. No, hold on now. The value is not what's important, okay? The value is how you spend it and who you spend it with and the friends you made along the way and the money we made as a company that made us super rich. That's where value comes from, my friends. Okay? And to wrap this up, I'm sure you're dying to know what's inside this box. What do you get with freaking hero tokens? What do you get? Well, I'll tell you. 1 hero token will get you 1 tropic dollar. Whoa. Guys, this is where the money's at, my friends. I thought at least. I mean, it's been a few months. This is the payment chests. Okay. Well, see, I think I see the problem. It's because I kind of took a break for a few months, and these just sat here, but tropic dollars haven't had a use for a while. I mean, besides from just having them, obviously. I thought that would, you'd expect that to be enough, but we got a lot of reviewers here on this server. They're pretty stingy. Once we start making some shops that require tropic dollars for purchasing things, they're gonna fly off the shelves, guys. We're gonna make so much money from this. Think about it. If people have to buy our currency to buy other things, we'll make so much money. It's gonna be amazing. Also, I'd like to point out that on the last episode, as I mentioned before, I asked people to guess what the shop was going to sell, and nobody guessed it, as I mentioned before, but Warlock guessed Armory, which, honestly, from the outside, it looks way more like an armory. Like, if I didn't have the idea for nightly credits, I would just assume it's an armory if someone else built it, because it's a castle. I mean, you get armor from the castle, and also, he knew that I was getting tons of armor stands with armor sets that are enchanted and have, like, different types of armors involved. So yeah, honestly, missed advantage, I guess, because this totally could have been an armory. But you know what? That's a story for another day. Now, of course, there's 2 doors. There's the staff only, which you guys will never ever know what's behind that door. And there's the exit, which it's not very pretty. I tried to make it prettier, but it kind of interfered with the build and also with some of the redstone below. So I decided, you know what, let's just keep it super duper simple. This is as simple as it gets, my friends. Secret door. And you're back in here. Told you you could explore the whole castle without an elytra, even though I think everyone has an elytra at this point. Yeah, and then from here, you just... quickest way out is to climb up here, go out here, and then pop out a window, or go over here and, you know, sit on the throne that you've deserved, king or queen, because you just made a smart purchasing decision. I'd also like to point out that the entrance was also the exit at one point, but I didn't like the idea of people going over the pressure plate on their way out. It should only play the music when you walk in, which is why it kind of locks behind you. Here I am on my spectator account to show you guys the redstone. I'm not sure if any of you are interested in redstone, so please be sure to let me know in the comments down below. I normally do all this redstone stuff off camera, despite me loving redstone and it being a big part of how I play. But, you know, if you guys want it, then I might show it more. If you guys don't, then this will always be a behind-the-scenes kind of thing that I never show on camera. Also, I'll try to simplify it as much as possible, because I know a lot of you might not be into redstone. And if you're really not into it, you can skip it if you want. There'll be a timestamp in the description, as well as on screen that you can skip to. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the redstone. So it all starts here at the iron pressure plate right here, or the light-weighted pressure plate. Doesn't really matter what type, just the input. So a player stepping on this will send a signal through this redstone, and it'll become lengthened a little bit by the repeater. That's to make sure that you don't just run through and you go by so quick that it doesn't manage to go through the next part, which is it'll be sent through this solid block here, which will immediately turn around into the piston and activate it. So that way it kind of gets locked to where you can't activate it again immediately. And this piston will come back later, okay, guys? So remember that. Write that down, all right? Take notes. And then coming through here, we have a monostable circuit, which instantly, it puts the power right through the block and then instantly gets ejected upward. So that allows only 1 tick pulse to get through this repeater. And of course, blocks are ejected by pistons, or sticky pistons, when you do a 1 tick pulse. And that's what this observer picks up on, which honestly, this part's kind of unnecessary. I could have done anything that this observer could pick up on. Like, I could have just done a fence here and a fence here. But I decided to do redstone, because why not? Moving on forward, of course, observers do 1 tick pulses. And this does a number of things. Starting off, we'll go up to this piston here. This piston will grab this redstone block, which will power this line of redstone, which will keep this piston locked. Because this repeater here can only keep it locked for like a second. And that's to ensure that you don't trigger it twice and make the song play over itself, like in the split second before it can travel through here to do the lock. So we kind of have 2 locks. We have a backup lock that activates first, and this one keeps it locked afterward. And also, when it grabs this block, this redstone gets disabled, which means this torch gets enabled, which activates this whole path, which after the repeater gets its way over here into the observer cycle, reaction cycle, and there's more efficient ways to do this. But I just opted to have a piston push in the observer to complete the observer cycle. And when it's in there, it'll do the ring effect where it goes around, because it's just a chain of observers observing each other doing observing, if that makes any sense. And then when it's done, you know, it's going to pull the block back and it's going to stop. Okay, and the other thing this orange line does is it starts the chain of note blocks. So it'll activate these ones and then go into the yellow cycle, which is just all of the note blocks in order. I really don't have to show this, but I guess I will. They're all spaced out how they need to be. And I used a resource pack that lets you see the note blocks, what note it is and what instrument it is to make it easier. And it goes through here. I just made sure to keep track of how many ticks everything was. And it goes across the whole thing. I wanted to take up the space as much as possible. And I went with this instrument, which is the pling instrument, because it has a very unique property that none of the instruments have, which is that it's super loud, and you can hear it from above ground much easier than most instruments. I really like it. It's almost like you can hear it from the inside of the shop perfectly. It's amazing. It's almost like as if it's playing in here. Yeah, so, and then it works its way around a bunch of chains, and when it gets to the end, it'll get over here, and it will hit this monostable circuit once more, which will turn it into a 1-tick pulse, which is delayed, and that 1-tick pulse will go here. And since it's only 1 tick, the observer will just pick up the tick and only send one instead of sending a second one when the redstone turns back off. So it sends one signal, 1-tick signal, goes up this chain, and this is the piston again. This time it will eject the redstone block, which will immediately unlock the piston. So now the song can be played again. It says, hey, okay, the song has ended. Now let's, after a delay, this is the delay, let's unlock the song so that way it can be played again. And also, because the song has finished, it needs to eject the block, which will reactivate this redstone torch, which will go up here, and it'll push the, or sorry, no, my bad. It'll push the block back, which will deactivate the torch, which will deactivate all this signal, and this piston will retract, and the cycle will finish wherever it's at, and then it'll stop because it's gonna get here, and this observer here is not gonna detect anything, so it just stops once it gets around. So you'll notice when the song plays, it will go around and around, and then when it's over, it'll finish its last cycle wherever it is. So yeah, that's how it kind of works there. Whew, that was a bit of a mouthful. I'm sorry guys if I was talking like too fast there, but yeah. Also, I'm sure some of you guys might be interested in what this is. This is just the door mechanic that I have going on here. You stand on the pressure plate, sends a signal down here, travels around, and works its way into this redstone torch, which is what's already keeping the pistons active, and it'll deactivate the pistons. Yeah, the reason I had to go all the way around and stuff is because there's a lot of redstone around, so it wasn't super easy to just just have it right underneath it or right above it. It was pretty crowded, pretty cramped. So yeah, that's how that door works too. Also, I didn't show it earlier, but this staff door, I might as well show you guys. It doesn't actually do anything. If I were to press this button, which I can't because I'm in my spectator account, it doesn't open the door, and that's because this door is actually already open. So that's how the trick works, is that it's actually a door placed sideways so that when you power it, it looks closed, if that makes any sense. So see, this redstone torch is keeping it powered with this redstone dust going into this block. Oh, and also powering this block. So it's keeping the door powered, so the door is shut, which means pressing this button does nothing because it's already powered. If that makes any sense. And if I were to put a button on this pink glazed terracotta, or magenta glazed terracotta, sorry, it would deactivate the redstone torch and let the door open. But of course, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want any way to get into the staff only. And also, if you go into the staff only, you'll be meted with Barry, who is telling you to go back. You should probably listen to him. But if you don't, this is just where the observers go that we already showed before. Oh, also, I should probably explain that the reason why the observers are on a clock and they deactivate instead of just running all the time, which is kind of what I originally wanted, honestly, is because, well, obviously observers cause a lot of lag, and this is going to be a very populated district, and I don't want to wreck everyone's FPS by having a million useless observers. So it only plays when you enter the store, which is as efficient as it could possibly be, honestly. Here we are flying high above the plaza with the help of some lovely slow-falling potions and elytra, which is a trick that I love using because it's so much nicer to be able to look at your builds from the sky without, crashing into them immediately. But yeah, the reason why we are here is because I want to show you guys the current state of the plaza with how little progress has been done on it, so that way we can kind of get before and after so you guys can see how big the progress is. But also, I'm sure you guys are already noticing these random squares everywhere, and you probably already picked up that that's probably where the buildings are going to go, and if you thought that, you were right. So, let me break down the colors for you guys. So, the cyan ones, which Minecraft calls light blue for some reason, those are residential. That's where villager beds are going to be, and where they're going to return home from work after the work hours end. That's where they're going to go back to sleep. And the, do I have rockets? Okay. The yellow ones, on the other hand, those are the commercial buildings. That's where their workstations are going to be, and that's where they're going to go when they wake up. They wake up, they stay in their house for a little bit, and then they go to work for the day. And then the magenta ones are kind of the miscellaneous buildings. So, like I think that one's going to be a police station. Or that one is. I don't actually remember. It's been a while since I've worked on this project, my friends. Going over here. This one right here, this magenta building, is actually the home of two turtles. But also, it's going to be it's hard to describe. It's going to be the building between the apartments that lets you get up and down between the floors. So you can enter the apartments from the bottom floors just like this. But the top floors of the apartments, you have to go in here and then go up a staircase. So, and of course a staircase, not a ladder, because all of this has to be villager friendly, which is going to be a pretty big task, but I am up for it. Also, a lot of these already have cutouts for where the doors are going to go. So, without further ado, let's get into the time lapse where we are going to be building a bunch of buildings for the villagers to live in and work, as well as doing the structure of the plaza, because it's currently floating, as you can tell. Lots of points where it's floating. So yeah, let's get into that time lapse, and I'll talk to you guys when we are done. Sit back, grab some popcorn, and you might want to buckle yourself in, because this is going to be one heck of a time lapse. Let's get into it. Unfortunately, there is no such montage to show you because it's not finished yet, but I am getting closer. That was actually the thing holding up the episode, of course. So, yeah, so I'm still working on the montage, and that was actually the whole episode leading up to the montage. I didn't think I was going to show the whole thing. I wasn't sure how much I was going to show, but that is the whole thing. That is all the footage that has been waiting and waiting on the montage. Yeah, so I'm still working on the montage. I actually can't show my plaza because there's, oh, you can see a little bit. There's spoilers. There's stuff going on, guys. Yeah, I'll be working. Oh, whoa. I'll be working on that, and I'll also be streaming pretty soon. So be sure to check out my Twitch channel as well as my second YouTube channel in the description down below, because I don't know if I'm gonna be moving to that for streaming. I don't know. Like, part of me wants to switch and start streaming on YouTube again. I don't know. Maybe I'll do the streams on my main YouTube channel, this one, and then I'll put the archive still on the archive channel, which will be annoying because YouTube doesn't have a way to like move a video from one channel to the other. I'll have to literally download my own streams and re-upload them. But that could be something I do. Or maybe I'll keep streaming on Twitch. I don't know. Who knows? Who's to say? But anyways, I know that was long, but that is all of it. That is the video. You've watched it. And if this is the first video of mine you've ever watched, I'm sorry. But also, you made it to the end. So wow, that's actually very impressive. Or you skipped, which is less cool. But you know, if you're a new viewer and you made it to the end, that's pretty crazy. I promise my normal content is a lot better than this. I promise. Okay. You know what? If I had to make a recommendation, go watch Tropic SMP episode 8. Now that's a video right there. That's it. That exists on youtube.com/Hero Productions. That's a video you could watch in your browser or on your smartphone or on a plethora of other video devices that support video playback. So with all that out of the way, I will see you guys next year for my next upload. Just kidding. Guys, it's a joke. Just a joke. Calm down. I know, too soon. I know. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. You probably didn't, but maybe you did. And if you did, there's a button for that down below. And if you really liked it, there's a button for that too. It's called the subscribe button. Did you guys know that's what that's referencing when I say there's a button and then another button? The first button is obviously the thumbs up because I have that appear on screen. But the second button has always been the like button. That's what that's been. I mean, there's more buttons on the page. There's comments. There's a dislike button, but we don't use that. There's the expand description box button, the show more button. There's my channel button. You can just click on my icon. But no, when I say there's another button, if you really enjoyed the video, there's a button for that too. I'm talking about the subscribe button, which I don't like saying subscribe button directly because it feels like I'm shilling out and asking people to subscribe, which is why, fun fact, that's why I've always had that outro saying, if you liked it, there's a button for that. And if you really liked it, there's a button for that too, because I don't like asking people to subscribe. Even though I know if you just straight up ask people, hey, you should subscribe, like analytics show from many different people's channels that increases the amount of people subscribing. So maybe I should do that. I'm not going to do it in today's video, though. You will have to wait and see if I do that in the next episode, because there will be a next episode. I think. We will see. Oh, also, Warlock's been busy. He built this cool crane at his base. Yeah, I'll leave a link to his episode if you want to check it out. He did an episode recently. Pretty good. I like it. Anyways, long outros aside, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye!